Hi guys, we are Jess and Jeff from TWOMOOSE Design, and today we are going to show you 5 different projects you can make with your CNC.
And if you're interested in making these yourself, we'll have all the files available on our website, or just simply use all this as inspiration. Let's jump right into it.
So the first project we made was this 4-bottle wine rack. This took about 10 minutes on our CNC, and the only bit we used was this 1/4 inch down cut.
Now this piece didn't go quite as planned. My wasteboard's getting pretty chopped up, so the tape didn't have a great hold, and right here it kind of broke free. This doesn't happen very often, but it happens, so we're just gonna cut a new one. And then just give it a quick rough sanding ahead of time, because once it's assembled, it's not gonna be very easy to sand. And then I just added a tiny bit of glue to each joint, trying to avoid squeeze out. The joints are pretty tight, so it probably didn't even need it. This little rabbet joint down here definitely needs it though, so just put enough in there to hold it nice and tight.
And for the second item, we have a mallet. Every woodworker needs a mallet, and especially one you can just carve on your CNC. This mallet took about 12 minutes. We only used one bit, and that bit was an 1/8 inch down cut.
I just use masking tape and super glue to hold my stuff down. It works great. My wasteboard's getting pretty cruddy, so it doesn't hold quite as well. You could even see the pieces kind of moving in the last shot, but double-sided tape works just as well. You can clamp it down, whatever works best for you. I cut several wood types at one time just so I could kind of have a variety of when gluing these together, and I just kind of snug these up. You want the bottom to be tight, but a little space on top for the wedge to expand that joint, and then you just clamp it together. And then once that's dry, I just head it over to the miter saw. I set the fence to 3 degrees, I believe it was, just to kind of put a little angle on there and clean up all that gunk. And then I head it over to the belt sander and just smooth out the top and the bottom. And then I just use this 3/8 round over bit again. You could use a chamfer bit or whatever you want. There's a ton of options here, or just leave it square. Then just smack that wedge home, and then just cut it flush, or leave it proud. Some people like to leave it proud and then chamfer the edges, but it's just easier to cut it flush. That is it. This is actually one we built for the Builders Challenge. It's essentially the same thing, I just scaled it a little larger. And then this is what the typical mallet looks like. You can get all these files on our website, links are down in the description. All the files come with a simple set of plans to let you know what bits we use, but if you don't want to do that, we'll also post links to the bits down in the description.
So the next project we made were these plant stands. These took about 7 to 15 minutes to cut out, depending on the size. And again, the only bit we used was this 1/4 inch down cut.
So we used a domino to assemble these, but you could easily just screw it from the outside or just use dowels, whatever you'd like, and whatever's easiest to you. And then it's just a half lap, and really to lock this in place, I just did a countersink bit and then just added a regular screw, and that really holds it together nice and tight. That's it for the plant stands. Nice and simple. They didn't take very long to cut, and if you are interested in our files, the files will come with a small, medium, and a large version. Here you can see the large and the medium version.
So for the next project, we have these little soap trays. These took about 6 to 7 minutes each to carve. These are great because you can use up little pieces of scraps that you have in the shop. And we used an 1/8 inch down cut and a bowl bit for these.
These are great because they don't require much wood, so small scraps are great to use up. And if you just look on Google for soap tray or soap dish, there's tons of examples out there you can use for inspiration. And then again, just to finish them off, we just did the 3/8 round over bit again, and just to give them a nice little extra profile on the bottom.
And for the fifth and final item, we have this maze. This is great for kids or anyone looking for a challenging little maze to keep their mind busy. This one took a little longer than most just because it had more intricate design. It took about 25 to 30 minutes. And the only bit we used was this 1/8 inch down cut.
So I lied. I did use another bit. To put the start here, I did use a 60-degree V-bit, but this is optional. And a lot of times when using the CNC, you'll get these little fuzzies left behind from the bit. Some woods are worse than others, but these little wire brushes work excellent to help remove them. So this maze is relatively simple, but you could always just replace this maze with a different one. If you go on Google and look up printable mazes, I believe it was, there's a ton of them. Super complex to super easy. Or you can just skip the maze completely and just hop the ball right over the maze. Winner. And then we just sanded everything to 150. These are all smaller items, so you don't really gotta go crazy. Just keep everything nice and simple, just so it's smooth to the touch and you'll be fine. And then to finish everything, we just finished it with Walrus Oil Furniture Finish. Nice and simple finish, easy to use. And for stuff like this, we're just pretty much protecting it from water and giving it a nice color. And that's it for the video, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Use all this stuff for inspiration, or go check out our files and start selling these. I hope you all have a wonderful day.